Hey everyone, I'm RRabbits. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to like a sort of mini analysis on the newest Nemesis monster, the Nemesis to General Nishan's, Samael the Disease Spreader, the Fever Scatterer, and the Plague Carrier. So we'll start off with the dark one. You can take a look at their stats. This one's the most balanced of all of them. As for the light one, he has the highest power, and his life and speed, they're better than the dark version. And then we have the metal version, who has a weaker power than the light version, although he's significantly faster as well as he has more health. And as for their trait, they all have Bulwark. All status effects have a 50% less accuracy against all monsters of this unique cast. So that's pretty interesting that we have a Nemesis monster that has the Bulwark VIP trait, which is like the best trait in the game. So these monsters are already starting out pretty good. Alright, and so let's start off by testing out the dark version of the Nemesis monster. And let's start with the ultimate, Cheating the Death. Let's see what the skill can do. Oh nice, that's a nice animation. Ooh, that is awesome. That is a phenomenal attack animation. As for the skill itself, it's an AoE. It's like 70 damage AoE Nightmare, so it's not that great, especially considering this monster isn't that... No, I don't want to say that. This monster can be an attacker, he can be supportive, he can be whatever you want him to be. He's that incredible. We'll go into that a little more when I actually go into the wiki. For now, let's use Pain Scourge. What does this do? It's an AoE Daze. AoE Daze, Dark Based, alright. And then the enemies actually get to attack me. I don't want that to happen. It gives 1 extra turn and 100% mana to an ally. So full stamina recovery, that's interesting. Extra turn skill. This is like, let me use it. Right, let's make sure. Samael Servant, however you say his name. Oh, it's a Demise skill. He's basically Demise. So that's awesome. Let's just do Cheating the Death to make sure everyone dies, and then I can use my other skills. So this monster has the Bulwark trait, the VIP monster trait. That's incredible. He also has an extra turn skill, the Demise trait. That's incredible. And the enemies revive, so it didn't even matter that I killed them. But they put up a shield, but that's awesome. I like that they put a shield on. That way I get to test out my next skill, Pestilence, which actually makes the enemy poison, bleed, removes all positive effects, which includes shields. If they had life regeneration, it would get rid of that. So check that out. Their shield is gone, and I can go back to kicking their butts. I believe it also makes them weak. Yeah, it makes them weak to special attacks. So unfortunately, all my attacks are dark, but if I did have a special based attack, it would be powerful. What does this skill do? Deals heavy dark damage, may apply nightmares. So it's a strong 60 damage skill. Alright, dark one, as you know, he's the basic one. Let's move on to the light version. The light version, which has an elemental advantage over the dark monsters. Not today. Let's see what this does. Wow, that's a lot more powerful. And this skill applies Sunburn. It's an AoE stun plus Sunburn. So way better than just nightmares. So obviously, if you get the light version or the metal version, it's an upgrade from the basic one. Let's see, we already did Pain, we did Pestilence. Let's see this skill, Smallpox. I love how this is the light version of the monster. You know, we think of light, we think of good. And he has a skill called Smallpox Epidemic. You know, his name is the Fever Scatter. Oh, I just love it. Let's see, it's a single target blind and sunburn. So blind and sunburn, as you know, that really reduces the likelihood of the enemy letting their skills on you. Because sunburn is like minus 15 accuracy, blind is minus 15% accuracy. And as for his Demise skill, his extra turn skill, gives 1 extra turn, double damage, and 50 stamina to an ally. That is incredible. So I can do this on my monster. He now has a double damage boost. He has stamina just in case he had no stamina. And now his ultimate is a lot more powerful, killing everyone. I'm not going to use it, but like I already mentioned, he has the Bulwark trait, he has a Demise skill. And so anyhow, let's just check out the metal version, Death is Not the End. So let's look at this ultimate attack, and ooh, I love the weapon on the metal version. He probably has the most epic weapon. And this is an AoE stun as well as the AoE bleed. So I prefer the sunburn over the bleeding. But taking a look at some of his other skills, deals massive metal damage, 70 damage, may make target bleed, may give nightmares. So bleed and nightmares as opposed to sunburn. Personally, I think I would still prefer the sunburn. But you know, it's a very, very powerful attack. And then lastly, we gotta check out his Demise skill. And let's see what this does. So, gives 1 extra turn, damage increases, precision, and 100% stamina. Wow. Wow. And take a look at this. Now, I highly believe this isn't true. I believe this is going to change. Supposedly, this has a 97% accuracy. That's kind of weird. Normally, when we think of ally skills, we don't think of them missing. But supposedly, this has a 97% accuracy. Actually, one thing I didn't mention, if we look at the other monsters, the other versions, taking a look at the light version, it only says a 90% accuracy. Stamina cost is what I want you to focus on. It has a 41 stamina cost. And then let's take a look at the dark version. it also has a 90% accuracy and a 37 stamina cost. So if you didn't notice, the metal version actually states it has no stamina cost, and again, it's 97% accuracy. But what doesn't make sense is that 0 stamina, because if it is 0 stamina, guess what? This monster is also anti-general thetes, because you can get stamina devoured. Hey, it doesn't matter. I'll just give one of my allies all of their stamina back, I'll give them a damage boost, and I'm not affected by your lame stamina devours because this skill costs no stamina. I really think this is going to change, especially because it's 37 stamina on another monster and 41 on the light version, so I don't see this happening, but just if it is, it's an upgraded Demise. This monster also has an incredible base speed, it's like 3498, so he's a way faster Demise, faster than like 90% of legendary monsters. Once again, the Bulwark trait, once again, just like amazing overall. Anti-Thetis, Demise, Bulwark, and I haven't even gotten to the best part, which it doesn't even show you in game. So let me just end by I'll just do it on a monster, I'll do the ultimate, and then I'll move over to the wiki, and then we can talk about those other skills that you actually can't test in game. So I got my little boost. So the difference between the light version and the metal version is the light version gets double damage, where the metal version gets just a 50% damage boost. However, I prefer the increased accuracy because I don't like my attacks missing, and the 100% stamina, that is also awesome. So I'll do my attack, and hey, this comes really close to killing them. In fact, the bleeding will pretty much do the rest, and then the stun, they can't do anything. Awesome. So let's move on over to the wiki, we'll have this playing in the background. Alright, so here we have the basic dark version. After General Nishin killed his brother, this former soldier of good legions traded secrets for dark powers which allowed him to resurrect fallen soldiers. That's the key word there, resurrect fallen soldiers. Also, I guess we get a pretty good idea of this monster potentially being added into the Evil Legions book, so we're gonna have a really powerful monster in there. But let's go back to that ability to resurrect fallen soldiers. And the skill I want to discuss is Necromantic Secrets. Ally will resurrect with 50% of their life. That is awesome, a resurrection skill. We have yet another Uriel. But they decided to one-up it with his skills group 4 skill, Unholy Resurrect. Ally will resurrect with 100% of his life. It costs 36 stamina, has a 5 turn cooldown, that's actually less than that of Uriel, and you get 100% of your life back. Now the thing he doesn't mention in here is that you also get stamina. And originally I was thinking, okay, if you don't get your stamina back, that's kind of better, because if you're resurrecting with full life and full stamina, or even 50% stamina, that's way too overpowered. But apparently in game, if you test it, if you already have this monster, this skill actually does resurrect it with full life and full stamina. So that's just crazy. And for those of you that don't know which monster I was talking about, it's this light monster right here. He has a resurrection skill, which is called Holy Resurrection. It costs 60 stamina, has a 6 turn cooldown, and in the description it does say revive friendly monster with full life and energy. Oh, and for whatever reason, I thought it was just 50% life and energy. I guess that was some other monster, maybe it was Cassia or something. But yeah, anyhow, full life and full energy. Whereas with our newest Nemesis monster, it just has 100% life. But once again, in game, if you've tested it, it apparently is full energy also. So he has 2 resurrection skills, this makes him a Uriel. He has an extra turn skill, this makes him a Demise, and he has the VIP Bulwark trait. With this Nemesis monster, it's like Social Point decided to look at what's the best in the game, what's the best they have to offer, the Bulwark trait, the extra turn skill, the revival skills, and they're like, let's just put it into one monster. Anti-General Thetis, like, I can't get over it. And actually, just going off that Anti-Thetis, right now supposedly the dark version isn't Anti-Thetis because it's a 37 stamina cost, and it's only the metal version, the Plague Carrier. The metal version is the one with the no stamina cost on the skill, but I do believe this is going to change. There's no way they can keep this no stamina cost, extra turn, damage boost, increased accuracy, all of your stamina back. That's just way too overpowered. It's way too overpowered. And check out his speed, 3498. He's so fast. He's as fast as Zyla. He's as fast as some other monster with this speed. I can't get over it. He's also extremely tanky. He has a pretty good power. That's another thing about these monsters. Realistically, you can make them an attacker if you wanted to. If you take a look at most of their skills, they don't deal damage. 0 here, 0 here, 0 here, another 0 here. But then some of his skills, he does have a 70 here, he does have a 40 AoE that also applies daze. I actually like this one a lot because not only do you remove positive effects from the enemy team, you also remove any debuffs from your team. So I personally love when that happens, but I just don't know if it's worth running over Pestilence because poison, bleeding, I think most people are going to run this monster as a supportive monster. You know, you're going to give him team speed runes, you're probably going to give him 1 life because you want to make sure he stays alive. That way you can utilize your resurrection skills. That way no matter what, you're guaranteed like 3 coins in Team Wars. Especially right now where we have a Dark War, a 3 Dark War. This monster would be incredible. Can you imagine having 2 of him? And even if one dies, you're just recovering the other. And you can run one of them with like strength runes so you can be the more offensive type. This monster is just so insane. And looking at some of his other skills, Death Delay costs no stamina, has no cooldown, heals by 25%. What a supportive monster. For a dark monster, he's so supportive. This skill right here, single ally, 33 stamina, 3 turn cooldown, heals the monster by 50%, heals all allies by 25%, may give regeneration to all allies. So one of your individual monsters is going to be healing by 75%, and on top of that, the other two monsters by 25%, and on top of that, everyone gets life regeneration. What kind of skill is that? That is so powerful. Black Sickness, I don't think is worth using. His other skills group 2, not worth using. So pretty much I imagine most people are going to want to run all of skills group 4, and then the other resurrection skill. The strong damage skill is nice, but it may not be needed. Pain Scourge, that one is also nice, but again, it may not be needed. It's hard to say because if you do run the skill set I just mentioned, you have no damage outputs, so you'll really have no way of winning with this monster. But at the same time, he has 2 resurrection skills, so he'll never really truly be alone. So honestly, if you're picking up this monster, it's kind of hard. Maybe you do want 1 damage skill, just, you know, 1. This has a 1 turn cooldown, so why not run it? This has a 2 turn cooldown, but it's also really good. And then he has that healing skill. Oh my gosh, this monster. Maybe you only need 1 resurrection skill. Maybe 2 resurrection skills are overkill. Maybe you can just do the skills group 4 version, because that's 100% of their life back. And the extra turn skill. These 2 are must-haves for sure. Like, if you get this monster, you gotta get him to skills group 4. You gotta get those skills and run both of these. And then the last 2 skills is really up to you. Pestilence, I can see that definitely coming in handy. It makes the enemies weak to special attacks, which most legendary monsters have. It also applies poison and bleeding. That reduces the enemy's damage output by a lot. It also takes away 20% of their life for the next 3 turns, and then an extra 10% on that 4th turn because of poison. It also removes any buffs. Pain Scourge is also pretty good because daze, that's minus accuracy and minus damage output, as well as removing debuffs and buffs from the enemy. So pretty good skill too. Again, single damage. If you want some damage output on him, you can maybe run him with a strength, a speed. Actually, probably be a strength, a team speed, and life. Although again, most people are probably going to go with the more supportive route, all supportive skills, all team speed runes, or just a single life, because you got to make sure this monster stays alive. And really, he can. If you run this recovery skill especially, there's no way he can die. He can recover all of his life. Your whole team can recover their life. He has the resurrection skills. There's just so many different builds for this monster, so many different things. This skill is just the only skill I can see. It might possibly get changed. And so yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I could talk about the light monster. He doesn't have a picture on the wiki. He does have an incredible speed, 3476. He's still slower than the metal version. Let's see what else. His extra turn skill, like I said, it gives him half stamina and it does give him double damage. So it's more powerful there. But supposedly 90% accuracy and 41 stamina cost. The other skills, they're pretty much the same. His single skill is 70 damage, sunburn, and blind, which I think is the best. If you want to run an attacker version of this monster, the light one may be better. But again, having these 2 monsters in a team, you're guaranteed 3 coins. As far as how good this monster is for defense, I'm not too sure, because on one hand, he does have 2 resurrection skills, which means if one of your allies dies on defense, your Samael could potentially resurrect them. But at the same time, what if the enemy has one of their allies lost and they are able to possess your monster? Would he potentially revive one of your allies? I don't know how that works really. If anyone does know, please let me know in the comments below. But overall, I'm kind of mind blown by how incredible this monster is. Like, I just can't get over it. Anti-Thetis maybe, VIP monster bulwark trait, a way better demise, and a Uriel of 4 and 1. I can't get over it. And actually, this Nemesis monster is the first I actually want to purchase. The other ones, they've impressed me, but not like this monster. I'm actually highly considering purchasing him, and I might go for the metal one, just because of that Demise skill, the extra churn, the damage boost, the energy points plus 100%, the increased accuracy. That's the main reason I want him. Also the resurrections. Oh my gosh, I don't know if this is a rant video, a mini analysis, I don't know what this is anymore. But yeah, if you want to purchase one of these monsters, my recommendation would have to be the metal one. If not the metal one, the light one is also the next best thing. And then of course, if you want to save some money, if you don't want to spend the extra 10 bucks, you could also go with the disease spreader, also pretty good. And again, as far as ranking up these monsters, just make sure to use your Elementium, that way you don't have to spend a lot of money. One thing I have been joking around with people is that one thing you could do, that people actually do, I don't recommend this, so from this part on, I'm just joking. This is a joke. I'm not telling you to do this. Once again, this is a joke. Gotta emphasize that this is a joke. I've been telling people that you could potentially just purchase this monster, and then if Social Point changes something post-release, well, he's already released, if they change anything, not from what we know, if they change anything, you could just complain to Social Point and ask for a refund and ask them to compensate you for your troubles. That is something people actually do. Now, the one thing I will mention is we can't use the information from Wiki as a reason to purchase this monster, because the Wiki and Social Point, they aren't associated. So just because something is on Monster Legends Wiki, it doesn't mean it has to be that way. I've seen people get mad at the Wiki. I've seen people get mad at Social Point because of information on the wiki. The wiki and Social Point, they are not associated. So you can't buy the metal version and go to Social Point and say, hey, on the wiki it said this skill would cost no stamina, now it's costing like 50 stamina, what the heck, I want my money back. No, because that's not how it works. The wiki is not associated with Social Point. And so with that being said, I think that's going to be it for this video. An actual updated analysis should be released once everything's actually set in stone. Once we know the skills, once we know the stamina, once we know the cooldown, once we know everything about this monster, that's when I'll make an analysis video. But for the time being, please let me know which monster you're going to be purchasing. Will it be the Disease Spreader, will it be the Fever Scatterer, or will it be the Plague Carrier? Please let me know in the comments below. And also please be sure to let me know what skills would you run on this monster, as well as what runes. As far as for skills, he probably has like 7 different skills I want to use on this monster, but I'm limited to only 4. And as for runes, once again, there's different options. You can do team speed, you can do life, you can do strength if you want a more offensive, just anything about this monster. Please just let me know in the comments below. I really hope you guys enjoyed hearing me talk about this monster, but now I want to hear from all of you guys. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this monster. And with that said, best of luck to everyone on your Monster Legends adventures. Like always, remember to dream big and pursue your passions.